Hey, it's Eric with thefuturemill.com. I want to talk about the article that CNBC put out, and they also made a YouTube video on it, on how to retire on $70,000. Now, I want to break this down, and I love the idea of it, and I love the idea of living frugal, saving, and the whole FIRE movement. It's a great thing that's going on, but is this truth or is this fiction? That's what I want to find out. So I'm going to actually run all of the numbers, and I want to see if this is even possible. So to give you a little bit of a backstory on this article, there was a guy by the name of Grant Sabatier. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but seems like a super nice guy. He's a blogger. He created, I think it's Millennial Money, and it's a super good blog. I've actually checked it out, read a little bit into his story. And what Grant did was he was working a regular job, and he then started doing some side hustles. He started putting away a lot of cash and was able to retire early, though it appears this whole retire early thing is quite interesting because I don't know how much people are actually retiring early. He owns a blog and other things that are going on. So is he retired? I don't think so. I think he's actually bringing money in and he's still working. So the whole retire early thing is in itself quite interesting to see. I think the ultimate goal that people are talking about is becoming financially independent, not actually retiring early. And so that in itself, I think, is a bit misleading. So to go ahead and dive into the article and what it talks about, it says that if somebody's making $70,000 per year for 10 years, if they save aggressively, they should be able to retire. And I want to see if this is actually a fact because I find this very hard to believe. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and take the $70,000. And then I want to start to introduce all of the savings, all of the taxes, all of the cost of expenses, healthcare, things of that nature, and see what we actually come up with. So let's go ahead and start. The first thing we're going to do is look, we make $70,000. We're going to call this person Frugal Freddy because Frugal Freddy is going to have to be crazy frugal to even try to make this work. So if you're making $70,000, what we're going to say is that Frugal Freddy puts $19,500 into their 401k. We're going to say that it's tax deferred. They're going to put it into the traditional side so that they can get a little bit of a tax break when it comes to paying their taxes, so they can put away as much money right now as possible because it's very important to make this work. Now we're going to look at what the company is going to match. I'm going to say that the company is going to match 5% on the 401k. So that's $3,500. Their max on their 401k is $19,500, which equates to $23,000. So Frugal Freddy is going to be putting away $23,000 right out the gate. But then we have some other things that are going to come into play. We have healthcare expense. Now, this is oftentimes pre-tax when it comes to working with an employer. So if you are getting your paycheck, your healthcare costs are going to come out pre-tax. What we're going to do is we're going to say on the low side, they're paying $7,000 per year in healthcare. So Frugal Freddy's got a $7,000 tax healthcare bill. Now let's go into taxes. If we run this through NerdWallet, add a super cool calculator, you take the $70,000 income. Now what we're going to do is look at the deduction of the $19,500 because they're putting that away in their 401k. And then you have your standard deduction, which is $12,400 for 2021. And it comes to $3,534 that they're going to have to pay in taxes, or Frugal Freddy is. So then what does that leave him with? $39,966, which equates to $3,330.50 per month, which some people are going to say right there is no way I can even live on that amount of money. I need more money. Other people are going to say, well, heck, that's a raise for me. I definitely can do that. So looking at that, we're going to say that Frugal Freddy is able to do just what Grant talked about in the video, in the article, and that was renting out rooms.
Live in the least expensive apartment that you can. Get roommates, house hack, buy a 2-bedroom apartment or 3-bedroom and rent out the other rooms to keep your housing expenses low as possible.
So I did that back when I was 21 when I bought my first house. It was a great way to earn extra money. And so if Frugal Freddy does this, he's going to rent out some of his rooms in his house or his apartment, and that's going to lessen the bill that he has there. And we're going to say that his expenses are $2,000 a month, which is crazy low. If you are living on $2,000 a month, I want to know about it. Please put your name in the comments and let me know exactly how you're doing this. I'd love to even talk to you, make a video about this. I don't know of anybody doing it. I know frugal old Graham Stephan, I don't even think that he could live on $2,000 a month. And I present that as a challenge. And if you know who Graham Stephan is, go ahead and smash the like button while you're watching this. But from there, So we have $3,330.50. We're going to drop that down to the $2,000 for his expenses. So that means that Frugal Freddy can save an additional $1,330.50 per month, which totals $15,966 per year. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take all of the savings and we're going to see exactly what this comes out to. So if we first take the $19,500 plus the 5% match, which is $3,500, we have $23,000 per year. We're going to do this for 10 years, and we're going to see it with a 7% compound interest rate. So if we look at it with a 7%, that's going to lean generally on the conservative side, but I still like to use a number like that. We're going to say that Frugal Freddy now has $340,022.78 off of that money that was invested. Now let's go ahead and invest the rest of the money, the $1,330.50, which then, if we did that, again with a 7% interest rate for 10 years, he would have $236,034.95. Combine those two, you would have $576,057.73. So is that enough to live on? No, I do not think so. Right out the gate, I'm going to go ahead and say that it's a myth, but here is why. Because if we go ahead and take that money, we're going to say that there's a rule of thumb that some people say it shouldn't be this way. Some say it's for another video for another day. But we're going to take the 4% rule. And we're going to say that he pulls out 4%. We're going to hope that he actually gets 7% on his money so that he can keep up with inflation. If he's pulling 4%, that's going to leave him with $23,042.31. That's what's going to be left to live on and retire early. The problem with this is actually less money than he's already currently living on when he's living crazy cheap as it is. And then on top of that, you have healthcare expenses now because you've left your employer. So that's really not possible. That's not going to be the best way it's going to go. But if Frugal Freddy went ahead and continued to do this for another 10 years, check this out. He would have $576,057.73 to start. Then if we added $38,966, that's the $19,500 for the 401k, that's the $3,500 match, plus that's the $15,966 per year extra that he was putting in. That's $38,966, 10 years, 7%, that's $1,709,250.48. Now, that I think that Frugal Freddy could possibly make it on and actually retire early, especially if they don't want to have a lavish lifestyle. So I think the truth of the matter is when it comes to all of this and all these people that are talking about retiring early, I think that what you have to look at is you have to create a side hustle that is still going to allow you, yes, you can put away a lot of money and be financially independent, but as far as retiring early, unless you want to live this lifestyle where you don't do anything whatsoever because you can't afford to, it's really not that smart of a way to go unless you just make a drastic amount of money selling a business or doing anything like that. So I'm tired of people putting out there these retire early videos and not being as truthful about it. I just think that it's a dangerous road when it comes to this unless you are actually creating a side income. You become financially independent and you continue to work a little bit to make sure that you're making the income you want for the lifestyle that you desire. So if you got any benefit out of this at all, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Also, if you are looking for a fiduciary financial advisor, go to thefuturemill.com. We have different subscriptions that you can start with, or you can just book a call. I'd love to talk to you. We can talk about your finances and go through whatever you would like there. And as always, thank you so much for watching.